The bank app did not crash. It just told the truth with a number so small it looked like a typo. My name is Lena Ortiz. I am 38 years old. I am a nurse. And after my husband's affair wiped out our savings, I thought I was alone with the wreckage. Then the mistress's husband knocked on my door with a folder. And revenge became a two-person audit. If you have ever been told you are overreacting about money while someone spends your future, stay until the end. This is a betrayal story about receipts, not blood. Greg and I had been married 11 years. I worked nights at the hospital, flu season, full moons, the kind of shifts that make your bones hum. He handled the money because he said he was better with spreadsheets. What he was better at was hiding tabs. Our life looked ordinary from the outside. Mortgage. Grocery lists. A shared calendar with blue blocks for my nights and green blocks for his conferences. I trusted the green blocks. Trust is efficient until it is not. I found out about Sabrina the ordinary way. Not a movie climax. A receipt for a hotel that was not on any work trip. A perfume in a coat pocket that was not mine and not a sample. A lie that arrived late and over-explained, the way lies do when they have been rehearsed in traffic. I could have survived the affair's humiliation. I am not made of glass. I have held the hands of strangers dying and still gone home to fold laundry. Humiliation is a weather system. You endure it. What I could not swallow was the joint account. The one that held my mother's nursing home buffer. The one that held the emergency money I deposited from double shifts, still smelling like antiseptic and vending machine coffee. The one that was supposed to be our bridge if either of us got sick. Gone. Transferred in pieces that looked almost responsible if you did not know how to read panic. Amounts just under thresholds that trigger extra questions. Dates that matched green calendar blocks. Memos that said transfer like the word could bless a theft. I sat on the bathroom floor with the phone light on my face and felt something cold and clarifying move through me. Not only heartbreak. Recognition. Greg cried when I confronted him in the kitchen under the hard overhead light. He said he was in love. He said he had borrowed it and would pay it back. Borrowed is a charming word for theft when the signature is still half yours. He said Sabrina understood him. I said understanding does not require my mother's care fund. He said I was cold. Interesting accusation from a man who had been warm with my money. I packed a bag. I called a lawyer the next morning. I felt the special loneliness of women who did everything right and still got emptied. The loneliness of being practical in a disaster designed by someone else's romance. On the first night alone in a friend's guest room, I made a list. Every transfer. Every conference. Every time Greg insisted on handling a bill I used to pay myself. Lists are how nurses survive chaos. You chart, or you drown. On the second night, I slept 2 hours and dreamed of empty vials. On the third night, someone knocked on my actual front door, the house I still half lived in while papers began. Not Greg. A man in a plain jacket, eyes tired like mine. He held a manila folder like it weighed more than paper. My name is Paul Chen, he said. I think we are married to the same disaster. Sabrina was his wife. He had suspected for months. He had hired someone quiet. He had found transfers that matched mine, different banks, same pattern, same vacation weeks Greg claimed were conferences, same hotel chain that offered points like a loyalty program for betrayal. We stood on the porch in the kind of evening light that makes everything look fairer than it is. I almost closed the door. Shame is a great co-conspirator. It tells you not to compare notes because comparison makes the humiliation real twice. Then I looked at the folder. Then I looked at his hands, steady, not theatrical. Then I let him in. We sat at my kitchen table like two forensic accountants of heartbreak. I made coffee because hospitality is a habit even in war. He refused sugar. We opened documents. Side by side, the timelines locked like teeth. My empty account. His drained savings. A weekend in March. A Thursday in April. A gift charged to a card that was supposed to be for household only. They thought we would be too ashamed to compare notes, Paul said. Shame protects the thieves. We did not become best friends in an hour. We became co-authors of a single true document. Paul did not want a fight in the street. He wanted freezes. Attorney letters. A formal demand that made Greg's voice change on the phone from romantic to small. Sabrina's social confidence cracked when the joint narrative became evidence, not gossip. There is a particular power in two betrayed people refusing isolation. Affairs feed on secrecy between victims as much as secrecy between lovers. We filed where it mattered. Credit freezes. Statements. A civil claim that named money correctly, conversion, fraud between spouses, whatever precise language the lawyers preferred. Where employer expense accounts appeared dirty, quiet notifications went out. I am not proud of how clean it felt. I am honest about it. There was a meeting, 4 people, 1 glass conference room, no television energy. Greg tried charm, the old appliance. Sabrina tried tears, carefully timed. Paul opened the folder. I opened mine. Numbers do not care about charm. Numbers do not comfort tears that arrive after the audit. By the end, there was a repayment plan with teeth. There was a separation agreement that did not ask me to be noble about being robbed. There were calendars that no longer shared green lies. Greg said, we could still fix us. I said, you fixed nothing. You spent us. Sabrina said something about love being complicated. Paul said, theft is simple. Afterward, in the parking garage, Paul and I stood between concrete pillars and exhaled for the first time in months. I do not want a romance novel, I told him. Good, he said. I want my name off a shared disaster and my daughter's college line restored. He had a daughter. I had a mother in a facility who deserved more than a son-in-law's affair as the reason her care got thinner. We became something rarer than a rebound story. 2 adults who refused to let humiliation isolate us. We forwarded emails. We showed up to sign. We did not drink to forget. We organized to remember accurately. In the weeks that followed, my account began to rebuild, slow, mine, ugly with truth. I took extra shifts because work is a place where my competence still returned calls. I told a few trusted friends the real story, not the polite version. Each telling loosened shame's hand from my throat. Greg tried a final performance by text, you never made time for me. I looked at my double shift history and almost laughed. Time was not the resource he stole first. Money was. Then dignity. Then the story of who we were. On the last page of my copy of the settlement, I wrote a line for myself. My savings were not a love offering. My labor was not a subsidy for someone else's fantasy. My silence will not be the interest rate on his choices. If your partner is having an affair, you already know the pain. If they are funding it with your future, name it correctly, theft with a wedding ring. If the other betrayed spouse ever reaches out with proof instead of drama, listen. Sometimes the ally you need is standing on the other side of the same lie. This is not a story about perfect justice. Perfect justice would return every night I spent staring at a ceiling, calculating how many hours of my life equaled a hotel room. What we got was enough, a paper trail, a plan, a door that closed on the right people. My name is Lena Ortiz. The account is rebuilding. My mother's care is stable again. And the people who treated our lives like a joint card learned that revenge can look like receipts. Stacked, dated, compared across kitchen tables. And finally loud enough that charm could not talk over them. If you are holding a bank app in the dark right now, screenshot. Date. Call someone safe. You are not dramatic. You are awake. And awake is how the story turns. Let me take you into the hospital parking garage on the night I first opened the bank app, because place holds memory the way accounts hold numbers. I had just finished a shift where a patient thanked me for holding his hand during a procedure. I sat in my car eating crackers, the kind of meal night nurses call dinner. I opened the app to move money for my mother's facility. The balance blinked. I refreshed. I laughed once, the ugly laugh of disbelief. Then I called Greg and got voicemail with a cheerful song I used to find cute. At home, before the confrontation, I walked room to room like an auditor of my own marriage. Our wedding photo. The couch we bought on a payment plan I finished early. The drawer where we kept takeout menus and rubber bands and the illusion of ordinary forever. Infidelity is not only bodies. It is the reallocation of shared future without a vote. Paul told me later about finding a second phone in Sabrina's gym bag. He did not smash it. He photographed what was legal to photograph and called a lawyer. That restraint impressed me more than rage would have. Rage is honest. Strategy is what recovers money. We spent one Saturday at a public library with printouts because libraries still feel like places truth is allowed to sit without buying a drink. An old man at the next table slept on a newspaper. We whispered about wire details like spies in a boring movie. There is nothing glamorous about reconstructing theft. There is only stamina. Sabrina once messaged me, later blocked, claiming women should support women. I stared at that sentence until it became comedy. Support is not unlimited access to someone else's marriage and mortgage. Sisterhood is not a coupon code for betrayal. Greg's mother called to say I should be more forgiving because boys make mistakes. I asked her if boys also make wire transfers. She hung up. Some alliances reveal themselves only under financial light. I want to be clear about revenge. I did not key a car. I did not post nude photos. I did not teach hate to anyone's children. I closed loopholes. I recovered funds. I left. That is adult revenge, structural, boring to gawkers, precious to the person who has to live the rest of her life. Now, when I open my banking app, I still feel a flinch, then a breath, then the number that is mine. Trauma leaves a muscle memory. So does competence. I am training the second to outrun the first. If you are the other husband or the other wife listening, and you suspect you share a disaster with a stranger, consider the knock. Bring paper. Leave drama at home. Compare dates. You may not become friends. You may become free. My mother, on a clear afternoon in the facility garden, held my hand and said she always thought Greg smiled too much at waitresses. Mothers see weather before satellites do. I told her the truth in simple words. She squeezed once. Then she asked if I had eaten. Survival is often a sandwich after a revelation. I date now like a person who checks account permissions early. It is not romantic in the movies. It is romantic in real life, to refuse to fund anyone's double life again. Paul and I still email on quarter ends when a payment posts. Subject lines dull as taxes. Attachment, freedom. If your bank app has ever made your stomach drop, you are in a larger club than social media admits. We do not wear pins. We were better passwords, separate accounts, and the refusal to call theft a rough patch. Call it what it is. Then build a table where the truth can sit with coffee and a folder, and start again. Before I close, I want to leave you with a slower breath. Stories like mine travel because they are specific, but they land because they are shared. Somewhere, someone is living a quieter version of this hour. Somewhere, a phone is buzzing with a message that needs a boundary, not a reply. If you are that someone, pause. Drink water. Write one true sentence on paper you control. Then take the next right step, not the dramatic one, the documentable one. Time will do the rest if you give it evidence to work with. I am grateful you stayed until the end of this telling. Gratitude is not a soft ending. It is a handoff, from my timeline to yours. Use it carefully. Use it bravely. Use it in daylight. And one last note on healing. Healing is not a straight line you perform for an audience. It is a set of repeated choices that become a life: who you answer, what you sign, where you sleep, which memories get to drive. I chose chronology over chaos. I chose witnesses over whispers. I chose a future that does not require my shrinkage. You can choose differently and still be valid. You cannot choose denial and call it peace for long. Peace without truth is only a pause before the next locked door. Prefer truth. Prefer keys. Prefer your name written where it belongs. Listen once more to the heart of it, slower. You are allowed to take up the full length of your own recovery. You are allowed to bore people with details because details are how truth survives. You are allowed to leave rooms, chats, and family group threads that demand your smallness. If this story only gives you one tool, let it be this: write the timeline while your hands still shake. Future you will need the dates more than you need a perfect performance of strength today. Strength can look like a screenshot folder. Strength can look like a night spent on a couch that is not yours yet. Strength can look like saying no to a forever that costs your name. I leave you there, not in tragedy, in agency. The end of the story is not their regret. The end is your continued life, spoken in your own voice, under lights you control.